I let my daughter buy expensive things with her own money, and my sister-in-law called her a spoiled brat. My daughter Eliza just turned 21, and she's been working since she was 15 years old. She has a part-time job at this big company while she goes to college, and she even insists on giving us money every month to help with bills. We're super proud of how independent she is. Last year, she saved up and bought herself a new MacBook because her old laptop kept dying during her online classes. She also bought this really nice work bag from Marc Jacobs that she uses for her internship. Everything she buys comes from her own paycheck. Last month, we went on this family vacation with my brother and his wife and their 2 kids, Lindsay and Owen. They're around the same age as Eliza, but they don't work. My brother still pays for everything they do, which is fine. That's his choice. But the whole trip, Eliza was being super generous. She'd buy drinks for all 3 of them, pay for their snacks, stuff like that. One day, we all went shopping, and Eliza picked up a few things for herself and some gifts for her friends back home. Normal stuff. That night at dinner, my sister-in-law completely turned on her. Right in front of everyone at the restaurant, she told me and my husband that we were spoiling Eliza too much. I was confused and said that Eliza earned every dollar herself. That's when my sister-in-law looked straight at Eliza and said she shouldn't be flaunting her purchases in front of her cousins who don't have a cushy little office job. Then she said, "We spoiled Eliza into the person she is." Eliza's face went red, and she apologized quietly. I could tell she was about to cry. My husband stood up and said Eliza had nothing to apologize for. She worked hard for everything she had. I backed him up and pointed out that Eliza has been financially independent since she was 15. That's when my sister-in-law called Eliza a brat, said all this money had turned her into someone who didn't know how to manage finances. Eliza excused herself to the bathroom, but texted us a few minutes later that she'd gone back to the hotel. We argued with my brother and his wife for another hour while our food got cold. When we got back to the hotel, we found Eliza crying her eyes out in her room. She kept saying she didn't mean to show off and asking if she should have left her nice bag at home. It broke my heart seeing her so upset over something she'd worked so hard for. I called my brother hoping he'd talk some sense into his wife. That's when he admitted the real problem. Apparently, Lindsay had been crying to them for days about wanting everything Eliza had. She saw Eliza's MacBook and demanded they buy her one too. When they said no, she threw a fit and kept whining about how unfair it was. So, instead of telling their daughter to get a job like Eliza did, they decided to attack my daughter at dinner and make her feel terrible about her success.